this video, we're going to be talking about guided tours for family vacations.
I'm Christina. I'm a traveler, a planner, and most importantly, a mom. I'm sharing my best tips to make traveling as a family a little less stressful. So put down your phone, pack your bags, and let's showcase the world.
So I hear all the time that people want to wait until their kids are older to travel. And then by the time their kids get older, they are in activities and baseball and dance recitals and they have all these things they can't miss. So then they don't end up traveling with their kids. So one of the things that I think keeps people from traveling with their kids is they think that when they're traveling with young children, it's going to be difficult. But it doesn't have to be. You don't have to worry about getting from the airport to your destination, moving your luggage around, getting on a train and getting to your next destination when you go on a guided family tour. I know when I'm saying guided family tour, in your head, you have this swarm of people wearing white sneakers with the high socks and cameras around their necks and hats, and a person holding up a big sign with hundreds of people following them at big destinations. That's not what guided tours really are anymore. They're not just for the retired set, just checking things off a list. Guided tours for families are created for families, and they're really, really well put together. So what a family group tour is, it's a collection of families vacationing together. They're led by a tour guide that escorts the group during their trip, but they're not going to be the ones telling you about where you are. What happens is you have a guided tour who's with your group, and then as you get to destinations, you have experts in those destinations. These groups also don't get very big. Some of the guided group tours are no more than 15 people. I think the most that, at least the people that suppliers I work with, the most that they'll get up to is 40. So you have 10 families and you're on 2 different modes of transportation. So it's not, I don't know if you've seen My Life in Ruins, where Nia Vardalos from My Big Fat Greek Wedding is a tour guide in Greece. But that's basically what I'm seeing in my head when I think a guided group tour. And it really isn't that. Yes, they hit some of those must-sees in particular destinations, but it's more about focusing on the nature, the culture, the history. They have different themes. So if your kid is really into culinary, then they have culinary tours that will interest your child. But then, of course, they have tours that are meant to interest a majority of people and a majority of children. And it's not, let's just go to the Louvre and check it off the box. It's, how do we get these kids to learn about these great masterpieces in a way that's really, really fun? So they have a scavenger hunt through the Louvre. So it's not just shuffling around and looking at boring paintings. Not that I think they're boring. I love Musée d'Orsay. It's one of my favorite places. I could spend hours in there. But for your kids, it might not be that exciting, and they make it exciting. The other thing I love about guided family tours is that they cater to both adults and children. So you don't have to go on this tour that you're not going to like because you wanted to go to Italy and really go to some vineyards in Tuscany, but you're then stuck doing things that your kids want to do. They try to find a way to accommodate both of you. So while you're at a vineyard in Tuscany, your kids are going to be at a gelato tasting in the same area with the tour guide that you come to know and trust. So the tours that are available really are as unique as the families taking them. My job is to pair you with the right one. The really fun and exciting activities aren't going to appeal to everybody. So I have a list of suppliers that I use for guided family tours, and I know which ones I can pair with which families based on what your interests are, your must-sees are, and what your kids enjoy doing. So what I love is that they promote a lot of family togetherness, but they're well balanced with separate activities for both. Like I said, you have your separate wine tasting and gelato tasting, or kids will have a kids night on and where they watch a movie in their pajamas, and you're able to go out on the town and experience some things without your kids. So it's really about getting the family together and cooking and doing things that are really exciting, but also you need a vacation from your kids sometimes too. The best thing about the family guided tours, though, is that your logistics are completely taken care of. I can plan for you, and I love to plan for you, and I can come up with your itinerary. I can get you on the best tour for you. I can make sure you have everything you need. But I'm not on the ground with you. I can't make sure your luggage gets from the airport to your destination. I can't make sure that you get on the right train. I can do everything possible to make sure you have all the information, but I'm not actually there with you. This is where you'll have someone there with you, and they will make sure that they're picking up your bags, and you're going on a tour of Italy, and you want to see Venice and Tuscany and Florence and Rome and Napoli. Well, they're going to make sure that you get to all of those places, that you don't miss your trains, that your baggage gets moved from one hotel room to the other hotel room. Once you get off that plane and clear customs, you don't touch your bag outside of your hotel room. Obviously, you touch your bag because you need to get your clothes out of it, but they're going to pick it up from your room and bring it to the next room for you. So it's really, really just streamlines the whole process. You don't have to worry about where your kids are, where your luggage is, it's so simple. And once you travel this way, I promise you'll never go back to any other way. They also offer unparalleled access. So I love doing special things for my clients. I love putting together these itineraries, these custom itineraries, and that's great. And that's a great way to travel, but there's some things that I can't do for you with my connections. I can get you a little bit closer to some of these things, but I am not Talc or Disney. The name Disney, they have the Adventures by Disney arm, and they are able to get you into the Vatican before it opens. I can't do that for you. I can get you a cut the line pass. I can get you a timed entry. I cannot get you in before it opens. I cannot plan a dinner for you, a private dinner for you inside of the Hermitage in St. Petersburg, where you are your tour group is the only people in there. You have a private violinist and a private dinner inside Catherine the Great's palace. I can't do that for you. I can pair you with the supplier that can, and I know which ones have that special access, but if you're not going on a guided group tour, that's not something I can set up for you. The other thing is that it's all inclusive. It includes your accommodations, your transportation, your sightseeing, your activities. Most of your meals, there'll be some meals that are on your own, but most of your meals will be included, and your tour guide is included as well, and it's all prepaid. So it's not like you're paying for vacation, then getting there and worried about how much things cost when you get there. Most of it is prepaid except for souvenirs and any other dinners on your own. So you might have a little bit of sticker shock when you see the pricing up front, but they actually end up costing about 30% less than if you try to do everything on your own. Just looking at it up front might be a little bit shocking because you're not really seeing all of your food costs and things until after you get back. So if I tried to do the same itinerary that some of these guided tours have, they will be about 30% more if you go all in. So don't get too afraid of the pricing. We can definitely do a comparison by comparison, see what it would be if you would do it on your own versus if you did it on a family guided tour. But there are also some intangible included on the family guided tour as well, is you have a group, and the companies do their best to pair these groups with similar aged kids. And if you if you've traveled with your kids, if you've seen them in a playground, you know that they're going to connect with somebody that's around their own age, and that it's less pressure on you to entertain them. You know, they automatically make friends. They're ideal for single parents because you don't necessarily have to worry about kid wrangling as much because you have a group with you that is going to look out for you and your kids. They definitely have single parent specific guided tours where you can meet other single parents as well, or you could just do a non-specific tour and you just have that extra help. They're also great for families with only children because, again, you get to meet those other children. Those children engage them. Your kids get exposed to different personalities and beliefs, and create that, cultural understanding, even if it's someone from our own country. But these are open to international tours as well. So you might have a British family on your guided tour. You might have an Australian family on your guided tour. So it's really, really fun for your kids to experience that with somebody, and then they have a lifelong pen pal. As long as one of the drawbacks to a guided tour is that you can't really customize the itinerary a whole lot. There are some suppliers that I work with that do allow you a custom tour. You can create your own group tour as long as you have enough people. Most of the minimums are around 10, sometimes 15. But as long as the custom group has enough people, you can book with an existing planned itinerary. You can request a specific departure date. You can work around any special things that you want to do. This is really great for family reunions because if you want to go and see where your family is from, you can create a custom group tour where you have the tour guide and everything's taken care of for you, but you can add the additional stops for you, and you can do custom itineraries and things like that. So group tours really, really have a ton of options for you. I did do a video on my favorite tour companies, so I will link to that here. My 5 favorite tour companies for guided family travel. Adventures by Disney is definitely one of them. If you haven't heard of Adventures by Disney, it is run by Disney, but it's not like going to a theme park. It is just the level of service you're used to at Disney and the level of magic. There's no characters in most places. There's a few places that you can meet characters. They do have a Norway trip where you go to a living museum and you can meet Anna and Elsa and Kristoff there. So that is really something special for the Adventures by Disney, but you're not going to see Mickey Mouse in Italy or things like that. It's just their level of service, their level of magic brought to the world. And that's what I really love. I created my company Showcase the World Travel based on my love of Disney. I plan Disney vacations, but my love of Epcot also inspired me to see the rest of the world. Hence my name, Showcase the World, World Showcase, go out and see the world. So it's really, really exciting for me that there's a product like this, both from Disney and from a bunch of other suppliers, that makes it easy for you to see the world with your kids. So I would love to help pair you with the right itinerary and the right supplier. Please click the link below to schedule a call with me. We'll chat about where you want to go, what you want to do, and I will make sure that we find the right thing for your family, your interests, and your budget. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember to take a break from the busy. Hit the bell below so that other people can find me. Leave me a comment if you liked this video. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much.
Need help planning your next family vacation? Visit us at showcasetheworld.com to request a quote or schedule a free vacation consultation. Want more great travel tips? You'll find those there too.